Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. This is the AEW review for the 11th of January 2022. And of course, AEW Dark is one of those shows that you really can skip, but hey, it's there, so might as well report on it. It's Tuesday, and a supersized Dark with about 90 minutes worth of action. Taz and Excalibur on the call. Sean Dean defeats Liam Cross, 227. Dean gets past a slingshot sent on from Cross comeback. DDT and a swan dive splash off the top rope. Captain is undefeated, 2-0 in 2022. Anthony Ogogo defeats Baron Black. Why are both of these people employed? I do not understand. Anyway, no other members of the factory with Ogogo since they had other things to attend to. Ogogo then catches Black with the overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Black catches Ogogo with a hammerlock backstabber and goes for a crossface. Ogogo counters with a high-angle throw. And a headbutt. Ogogo finishes Black off with Tower of London and assisted cutter out of the corner. Anyway, Red Velvet defeats Chance Royal, 118. Red Velvet, a failed experiment. Royal is an opera singer enhancement talent looking for singing between offensive maneuvers. Royal then attacks Velvet before the bell. Didn't last long, and final slice leads to a quick victory for Velvet that no one cares about. Gun Club defeats Patrick Scott, Marcus Cross, and TIM, 33 seconds. Then Billy Gunn sports an A-Boy shirt. He makes all of the action himself. And Billy Gunn takes them all out in 33 seconds. Ty Conti and Anna Jay defeating the Renegade Twins, both Charlotte and Robin Renegade, on Dark recently, and took singles losses. Brandy Rhodes and Abaddon, respectively. Conti suplexed one of the twins and hits the other with the TKO. Jay locked on the Queen Slayer, and the Renegades are lost, and they get the double submission. Orange Cassidy defeats JD Drake with two masked men. Cassidy gets the biggest reaction of the show thus far, maybe the biggest reaction of the entire show. Cassidy avoids Drake's chops early, but then gets caught with one and sold like he'd been shot out of a cannon. Drake hits a massive bunch of offense. They go out to the floor, tries to tope suicida. Drake catches Orange and hits a rebound uppercut on the floor. Masked guys attack Cassidy on the floor. Back in the ring, Drake hits Cassidy with a senton and works a chinlock. Taz and Excalibur summarizes the masked men on the floor were probably two of the wingmen. Cassidy then comes back with a flying crossbody, goes for a slam, which Drake blocks. Cassidy then hits the masked man on the floor with a tope dive and nails Drake with a spinning DDT. Drake then comes back with a cannonball in the corner for a near fall. Drake then dumps Cassidy on the floor for the masked men to attack, but Wheeler Yuta and Chuck Taylor run in, taking them out. Back in the ring, Drake hits a near fall with Black Hole Slam, misses a moonsault, and off we go. Orange Punch gets the win in an okay match. Dante Martin defeats Aaron Solo 314. Martin shines before his match with Powerhouse Hobbs on Wednesday. Martin hits a double jump moonsault to get the win. Match did not need to happen, and I hate that they put people out there just to get them on an internet show. Eddie Kingston defeats Joey Janela. Are we done with the Joey Janela experiment yet? Anyway, Kingston sells injury from being taken out in a no DQ match on Friday's Rampage. At least he sells, despite working independent over the Northeast for years. This was the first meeting between Janela and Kingston, which is a bad sign for Kingston, if that's all they can do with him. Anyway, Kingston lights up Janela in the corner with a machine gun chops. They fight on the floor. Janela hits a rolling elbow. Janela then goes to the top, falls off, and gets distracted by the referee. Rossi hits Kingston with a standing moonsault. Janelle then catches Kingston with a dragon screw leg whip on the ropes to further injure Kingston. Already beat up knee. Janelle then works over Kingston's leg with a knee bar. Janelle then goes for the figure four, but Kingston knocks him out of the ring. Follows up with Janelle in the ring and a tope suicida. Back in the ring, Kingston batters Janelle with a bunch of chops in the corner and follows up with a vertical suplex. Kingston then hits a German suplex and a bridge for two. Janelle then powerbombs Kingston out of the corner and nails him with a kick. Janelle then goes to the top, but Kingston crotches him and makes the match with an exploder suplex. Fight on the floor. Kingston nails Janelle with a slap. Rossi then tries to attack from the top, but Kingston gets out of the way. Rossi then splashed Janelle inside instead, and back in the ring, Kingston finishes Janelle with a Northern Lights bomb to get the pinfall victory. And there we go. Thunder Rosa defeats Crazy Fox. 159. Fox makes her debut in this loss. Rosa hits a Death Valley driver and ties up Fox with a Peruvian necktie, getting a quick submission victory. Powerhouse Hobbs defeats Alexander Moss, 22 seconds. Hobbs hits Moss with the avalanche, puts him in the torture rack for a quick submission. Dante Garcia, Fuego del Sol. Alex Marvez, why are you still employed? Interviews Garcia earlier after the match against TNT champion Sammy Guevara. Del Sol gets a little bit of shine early in the match, but that doesn't really go that well for him. His drop kick and hits head first with a high angle snowplow and then slaps on the sharpshooter, getting the submission victory. Garcia leaves after the match, holding on to the hold for too long, causing Guevara to run out and make the save for his friend. AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill with Mark Sterling defeats Sky Blue in a title match eliminator. I hate these eliminator concepts. 157. Marvez interviews Sterling and Cargill about the stakes of the match tonight. When Blue wins and gets a future title shot, however, if Blue loses, she can never challenge for the TBS title as long as Cargill is a champion. Jade then hits pump kick and a fall-away slam. Jade then goes for another fall-away slam, but Blue fights out and hits super kick. Blue then goes out for a Cazador, but Cargill counted out, and then Jaded Slam gets the victory. World Tag Team Champions Jurassic Express defeats Nick Canamaro and QT Marshall in a title eliminator match. Again, these eliminator matches are just goofy. Anyway, second from the top of the card, and I'm gonna grab my phone, so we'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail right after this. Again, it's pretty basic and ultimately not very, I don't even want to say satisfying, but again, the process of these matches are, and I mean, obviously the new tag team champions, Jurassic Express, 820, Nick Canamaro, and QT Marshall. I'm not sure that would be where I would take things there. Christian Cage is not with them. Anyway, Jungle Boy and Marshall start out. Marshall giving Jungle Boy a punch from behind, taking advantage. Camarado dropping an elbow for near fall. Marshall gets a back elbow for another near fall. Camarado then goes after backbreaker and works chinlock on Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy then comes up with a rebound and then counters a suplex attempt from Marshall into a Rana, following up with hot tag to Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus takes the fight to both opponents and ends up hitting a tail wisp, and Kanemaru gets hit with a diamond cutter. Luchasaurus blocks and goes taking both men out with a double clothesline. Marshall hits Jungle Boy with a pop-up uppercut, and Kanemaru hits with a spear near fall. Luchasaurus drives Kanemaru down first into the tiaras. Jungle Boy dives in, DDT near fall, and ultimately gets a rolling fireman's carry, slam, and Jungle Boy springs into action, taking out Marshall with a Canadian Destroyer. Luchasaurus gets pinned on Kanemaru. Then we go to Hangman Page of the Dark Order, Alan Angels, and Preston 10 Vance, defeating Matt Hardy, Serpentico, and Isaiah Cassidy. 14 minutes 23 seconds. This is stupid. Why is your world champion in a throwaway match? Why is your world champion in there with people that aren't going to challenge for the belt in any galaxy? Marvez, anyway, interviews Hardy about the stipulations. If Hardy's side wins, he gets a world title match on Dynamite tomorrow night. And Paige's dark debut, he wrestled on Elevation. And side slam inverted DDT combo from Vance and Angels gets Vance into a near fall. Serpentico then gets tag and overpowers Vance. Gets overpowered by Vance. Vance holds up Serpentico for a vertical suplex. Hardy then trips Paige and goes at it with a while running the ropes, allowing Cassidy and Serpentico to get a brief advantage. Serpentico then Paige and Angels double team Cassidy, and Serpentico runs in, flips off Angels, and Angels chases him out of the ring, runs into an attack from Hardy, and then gets a few minutes of shine in the ring against Angels. Cassidy then hits a slingshot senton. Angels then hits a near fall after an overly long heat segment on Angels. Gets a hot tag to Vance. Vance hits a clothesline and hits some pump kicks on everyone, and then takes out Cassidy with a spine buster. Vance then goes for the full Nelson on Cassidy, but Hardy breaks that up and then goes for the neck breaker. Serpentico hits Cassidy and then goes for the poetry in motion. Vance then manages to catch Serpentico and slams him on Cassidy. Instead, Cassidy takes over, takes some ugly bumps, and ultimately ends up in an ugly situation. Matches settled into the old rivalry of Paige versus Hardy. Hardy then goes for the Twist of Fate. That's how long it feels ago that I'd even forgotten they had a mini program. Anyway, Paige counters with his own. Angels flies into the Frog Splash for a near fall. Hardy then hits Splash Mountain for a near fall, and Hardy and Cassidy dump to the floor. Serpentico unsuccessfully tries to dive on all three opponents. Angels then hits a wing clipper on Serpentico. Vance then slaps on full Nelson. Paige then drops him with a pop-up powerbomb. Paige then hits a buckshot lariat, hits pin, and a match that drags on too long for the point that it served, and ultimately manages to go there. We'll be back with In Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail right after this.